When you get the game winner?
Yeah, I guess so.
522 All-Americans, 28 Memorial Day weekend appearances, 4 times touching our name in history.
You are watching the Big Dog Postgame Show, brought to you by Viener Foregates and the Big Dog himself, Rick Jacklich, at the Jacklich Law Group. This is the Big Dog Postgame Show. It's still raining in College Park. What an ending. Maryland over Brown. Maltz with the game winner, and you're going to hear video from him right after the game. We just got out of the press conference. There's a very short on-the-field period. Weather had something to do with that. Maryland got themselves down. They got themselves back into it. It looked like it was over. Brown roars back, and the Terps take it in overtime. It was actually a thrilling game, and I was not expecting that. And the day started 0-4 Brown. Till said that Brown has been getting better, but I'm not sure if, and you have to give credit to Brown. They came in here, they took an early lead, they maintained that lead all the way into the third quarter. Maryland finally catches up on a Ryan Syracuse goal. They get ahead with Erksa. Then the wheels fall off the bus, and then Maltz with the game winner. Bruce and Mason away from the camera today, and when you actually focus in on what's going right and what's going wrong, I still have great trepidation. Maryland's giving up a lot of goals. Bruce pointed out during the game, short side with Logan, people getting in close, especially today it was to the right, actually to Logan's left. Continued attack, Maryland was breaking down. Couldn't really stay on that short stick attack, and boy, the ball starts going in the goal. And when it got to 10-7, and Brown and Maryland traded possessions, you start to feel that you were watching something historic here. Had Maryland not gotten back into this, it would have been the biggest upset probably I've been to. So there was a chance for Maryland to have a hangover from Notre Dame, and part of me says that they did. This is such a physical game and so much skills involved that you have to give a lot of credit to the other team. Whether you're having a bad day or a good day, what Brown did out there was impressive. And they stood toe-to-toe with Maryland, who had Maryland won last week, would have been the number 1 team in the country. They're not. They're number 7. You know, as somebody who's watched a lot of lacrosse, clearly I'm rooting for Maryland, but you're seeing something that you just hadn't seen before for most of that game. And it took me back just to last year when Army came in here. Army, much better record than Brown had, and they certainly belong in the tournament. Army almost got to the Final Four. They scored 1 second after the buzzer went off. They could have taken Penn State to overtime, but I digress there. You have these teams come in, and you get this big building, this big Maryland tradition, and you can tell that the other team is giving you everything they have to try and get that win today. And you had that feeling with Brown. And you have to feel for them because they had a historic win on their cross, and it just didn't happen today for them. Bruce, who is in the studio, we're going to throw it to Bruce after this commercial break and see what he thought of today's Maryland win. We'll be back in a moment on the Big Dog Postgame Show.
The biggest difference in a truck accident versus a car crash is the investigation that the lawyer has to do right from the beginning of the case. Number 1 is obtaining the logbooks of the driver to show that the driver was not rested properly according to federal law. Investigating through the black box and getting an expert to figure out from the black box of the truck the speed of the truck or where the truck had been. So it's just different type of handling.
Maltz and Erksa had the assist at the end, I believe. You had a bunch of goals today. Talk us through that comeback.
I mean, this team, we all believe in each other, and we always knew no matter what happened that we were going to stick together, and we ended up coming back and playing a good game and winning in overtime. So
Right. You had a huge goal, and Spanos had a shot. You scooped the rebound and scored. Do you see that coming the whole way?
no, I did not see that coming the whole way. The ball kind of just squirted out, and I took advantage of it.
Okay, Wayne, I hope you can dry off. What a day. What a horrendous weather day out at College Park. But, wow, the Terps were, I'm not going to say lucky. They were valiant to come back the way they did because it never really looked that they could win. And when they finally got the lead, they lost it. You know, Brown tied it up 3 times. Give credit to Brown. Corsi and Kelly were great on offense, and McCain, and they held Maryland early on faceoffs. It's amazing how they got to Logan McNanny on some inside post shots that are ones that he rarely gives up, but he straightened out. And I thought he made a play of the game when they were down 10-8 late in the third, and he made just an incredible save and got the Terps out to close it to 10-9 on a fast break. But player of the game for the Terps had to be Braden Erksa with 5 goals and 3 assists. And Chorus had 2 goals and 1, and Danny Maltz, obviously he had the winner and he had 4 goals. But you shouldn't have had to struggle like this against Brown, unless maybe Brown's just much better than they've been playing. And if it seems they have to be, the way they really took it to Maryland. Maryland cured that clear problem from last week. They were 18 for 18. That's important. I think they wound up with 12 turnovers. Not so bad, but they found a way to win. And as Al Davis always says, just win, baby. They're now 4-1 with 5-1 rather, with 3 of the wins in overtime. Let me repeat that: 3 overtime wins. Richmond, Syracuse, and now Brown. You know, it's funny. This game was like the championship game against Brown, the semifinal game in the Final Four. Maryland won 15-14 in overtime. But let's give credit to Shea Keither. All right, 12 for 20, 12 and 8 on faceoffs, and his running mate Sean Crater was 1 and 9. So he came in. They were sharing it first, but then he took over. He did a great job, and he won the ones that matter, and that's what really counts. Where was Luke Weirman? I don't know. I'm sure Wayne might have some information, but we'll certainly find out. And hopefully Ajax Zapatella, who had to leave the game after taking a shot in the side, it looked like, we'll get more reports on him. But Maryland wins 14-13, and now UVA's coming up next. Wow. Back to you, Wayne.
Thanks, Bruce. Clearly, I think the central point that I didn't bring up before the break is Luke Weirman. Maryland, for most of this game, did not look like the same team without Weirman out there at Fogo. He was a little nicked up. They decided not to play him. You had 2 guys step in and, in the end, do a reasonable enough job. And you have to give credit where credit's due. I'm not sure if they really knew they were going to play or not. We did not ask that. Shea was out there, number 25, and Sean Crater was out there, number 23, and they took all the face-offs for Maryland today. And when Maryland needed to get a face-off, it got done late in the game and into overtime. And Tills brought up what a good job Chorus did in picking up that ground ball that led to the timeout, and then Maltz comes back and scores. So now this is behind you. You've gotten to the Virginia game, number 4, as the day started. It's going to be here. It's going to be next week at 3 o'clock. It is a huge game. Turning into the annual big game in lacrosse is Maryland-Virginia. I don't think this year is going to be any different, but Bruce, what do you think as Virginia comes in next week? It's certainly a game that I'm looking forward to.
All right, let me take a real quick look at UVA. Again, they struggled today against Towson, but that really wasn't a surprise. Towson had been playing great. Maryland wins 19-15. Peyton Cormier, 7 goals, 2 assists. McCabe Millen, the freshman, 1 goal, 1 assist, and Connor Schellenberger, 3 and 7. Now, if they don't have Weirman and we don't have Zapatella, we're in deep trouble in this game. There's no doubt about it. And I don't know right now, but Zap's got to be able to take one of these 3 games. My guess is he'll take Schellenberger, and he's had some success, a lot of success against him. But wow, that's going to be a tough game. And at College Park, Maryland's going to need it. They're probably going to take a hit in the ratings a little bit because of the way Brown really stuck it to them. But give credit to Brown, all credit in the world to Brown for coming in. Nobody gave him a chance. Maybe the weather worked in their favor. I don't know, because it was so bad. Maybe they got on top, and it was hard to really mount that offense, but Maryland still wound up with 14 goals. And Wayne Erksa turned this game around single-handedly with some great dodges, and hats off to him. And at the end of the day, Maryland wins. That's the bottom line. So that'll do it for me. And back to Wayne.
Okay, Bruce, like I said, to me, this is one of the biggest games, and you get 2 of the best coaches and you get 2 of the best programs over the years, and I'm really looking forward to next Saturday's game. Maryland takes it here in overtime, and we will see you after.
That's a game and a 14-13 win for Maryland.